JAGZ Journey. Moish is ready to go. That's Guru Dog on the floor right there. Yeah, room's a little messy, but we're packing for one of our first JAGZ Journeys, heading up to Big Bear, California. What is that? Why is there a check engine? What is that little slidey thing? Maintenance required? What is?
It's been there for years.
Are we about to go up in the mountains? I probably should get this car checked out before we go. Here we go. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. We're gonna make a JAGZ experience out of this weekend up in Big Bear. Found this guy, Derek Herman, on the app, and he just sounds like a real cool personality. Apparently he's been up there in Big Bear a long time, and there's a lot of stuff going on around his shop and around his neighborhood, and I want to learn all about it. So we're gonna be heading up, and we found a nice little cabin. And by the way, eventually there's going to be places to eat, places to sleep, places to drink right here on the JAGZ app, which I'm excited about. Right now it's gurus. Derek is one of those gurus, but eventually I'm going to be able to find everything else on this app. All right, let's go meet Derek. Here.
Yeah, it's got to be
We're
organic.
here with Terminator,
You know? It's the Terminator.
in his shop. What is Bear Valley? It's called Bear Valley.
Bear Valley Bikes, yep.
And how long has it been here?
It's been here since 1995. It actually was a throw-off of the original bike shop, which is called Big Bear Bikes. There was a bunch of different partners and entities that were all part of everything together back in the day. And they all kind of split off, and one of the owners came over here and started the shop at the very end of 1995.
And how long? You own it now?
I own it now. I've owned it since 2002. I actually came to work here at the very end of 1995, and I worked here as a mechanic and then a manager, and then I bought the business, and then I bought the property, and yeah, I've been here ever since.
And you're the Herminator.
Yeah, that's my nickname because my last name is Herman, but I've also have a long-standing racing career for over 30 years. I started in bicycle motocross and kind of made my way through into mountain bike. Got my first mountain bike in 1983. You know, started racing mountain bikes and then never stopped. And like last year, I did over 100 races. So, Bear Valley Bikes was built upon a foundation of racing and about having a professional team or even an amateur team, whatever it was at the time. The original team was started at Big Bear Bikes, and there's like history all on the walls here. Well, when the split happened, Tom Sitton actually came over here and started another Bear Valley Bikes team. Well, that team kept going, and I took it over in the early 2000s and then grew it and grew it and grew it into this huge program that like hundreds and hundreds of athletes have raced for. I mean, a who's who of people in the industry have raced for Bear Valley Bikes at one time. I kind of came into the sport as an athlete, and my dad was a mechanical engineer. And so we were always looking at a way that I could become a faster athlete and also progress the sport at the same time. And so he made connections with some people, and I'm going to grab this real quick. There's this box that we developed in the early 90s. So we realized that there was, not enough data being done, so we created this. And this was a company called RaceFit Data Acquisition Systems. This was a full recording device telemetry system out of a race car of its era. And basically this went in a backpack, and this plugged into the wiring loom that was built into the bike. And you'd throw it on, and you could record everything that was happening on the bike and the rider while you're out on the trail. We're talking early 90s.
This is Strava 1990.
This is early 90s. Yeah, this was like the highest tech. We actually sold one to Specialized and a Diamondback, and this was like early. So coming from that engineering background, I ended up working for Dan Hannebrink, who invented basically the modern fat bike. It's called the Extreme Terrain Bike, the Head Shock. He did inverted forks, he did amphibious cars, he did pressure levelization systems. He was gravity powered. World record holder, like 70 miles an hour. On and on and on. He's a local gut legend up here. That's like he's in his 80s now, and so we basically I ended up apprenticing under him and developing that full shop. And he's one of the all-time inventor legends of mountain biking and kind of everything else. So we actually developed this I think in '96, the very first generation of this. And then he kept developing it and selling it for years.
What am I looking at? Where's the actual suspension part of this?
Well, it's inverted, so.
Look at that. Oh, there it is, inverted. See on the bottom there.
It's an inverted, but this is like old school, but still state of the art in some ways. Well, I
sure we
own
get a
a
few
company
things.
called Speed Evolution, and we have over 100 different products, and I make the nicest tubeless valves in the industry.
Beautiful.
There's 9 different colors. There's 38 millimeter, 48 millimeter, 60 millimeter. I make an 80 millimeter. I make a tubeless Schrader valve in all different colors and combos of colors. You can see there's that would be the Lakers colors right
Can you
there.
zoom in with that? Can you see that?
It's like
Is this,
Rasta.
and this is your company?
Yeah, so Speed Evolution. So we make tire sealant. We just came out with a bike wash. We make lubricants. These are the belt buckles. If you finish the Grizzly, you get a belt buckle.
Nice. Very
Got a ball opener on it. Not too bad. So that's kind of a cool thing.
Bear Valley Bikes. I love it.
So, you know, we learned just from being in business, this is kind of a little bit of a museum as well as a bike shop.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history from all different people like that go to world championships or won national titles or came over and raced from England, or Tinker Juarez, you know, winning 24-hour national championship. And like kind of people from all over the world, and just like it kept growing. There's a big couple arcade like bikes that I collected back here.
Let's see.
There's a Yeti.
Is this where you sleep
That's
once in a while?
original.
What's up there?
No, we store stuff up there. But this Yeti's original, even tires.
Get in
And
here,
then
check this
I
out.
rode for Schwinn for 7 years, and that's my last homegrown with one of those Handebrinks on it. That's really rare.
Look at that Yeti.
Eventually I'll build.
Come
that
around here.
up.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, eventually I'll redo that bike as a
Look at
vintage
the Yeti.
kind of race bike.
That is a far cry from the Yetis of today. Look at that. Mike, what year is it, Yeti? I'm sorry?
I think it's a 97.
Jeez, that's the way it used to be. That's so crazy.
A little shock in the back.
I know.
a
So
Reese
look at
shock.
that. See that right behind me?
Is that the old school one that you see?
Look right up there.
That's the first rear suspension style Yeti that they actually sold.
This is
Oh yeah.
That's great. I'm so glad we found you on the JAGZ app.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I mean, what a pleasure, you know?
Yeah,
Right
it's
up here.
good. I
Big
think
Bear
it's an
Lake.
amazing app. It gives people an opportunity to go, like even myself, if I'm going to go to Flagstaff or I'm going to go to Prescott or I'm going to go somewhere where I don't have a friend or know someone, it'll allow me to tie in with someone to, you
know what? And that's why we developed it.
know the
Really.
area.
'Cause-
And almost like you're a local then,
yeah,
right?
wherever we go, where I used to travel, I still travel, and wherever I go, I go, man, I wish I knew somebody in this town.
Yeah.
Right? Don't we all do that?
Yeah.
Because you want to bike wherever you go.
And sometimes I do, but I would like to know like 20 people.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. And we're gonna have group rides on there eventually. All right. So if we wanted to, we want to ride the Skyline Trail as very average riders.
Yes.
So maybe we get here just to see you meet your buddies tomorrow. That'd be
You
fun.
get here and you're going to
And
ride
then-
out of here anyway.
Ride out of here anyway?
I'm going
Up
to
to-
send you guys out of
Okay.
here on a route
Okay.
that will be
That'll
a
get us up
shorter
to the-
route
up to the
that
Skyline
might be
Trail?
able to make us meet up somewhere. And then that'll kind of, that'll help.
So we'll do that, Mike. We'll get here at 9. All right, we are heading down to Big Bear Valley Cyclery to meet with Derek. It's his birthday today. Happens to be his birthday, and all his cycling buddies are coming to join him for a long ride in which Michael and myself will try to partake in as best we can.
We're not pros.
Look at this crowd. I think when you look at this crowd, you'll get the sense of why Mike and I are not going to hang with them. We're just going to do our own thing because it ain't going to work. It just ain't going to work. All right, go ahead.
Mill Creek to Aspen Glen.
Yeah.
That's the reason the bike shop here is because the most famous single track in Big Bear is called Pine Knot.
Okay.
The 1E01. So the 1E01 is a very, very old single track that was used in a ton of races over the years. So if you go down here, you go to Aspen Glen, you go to the back of Aspen Glen, you're going to see a big sign that says Pine Knot Trail.
Yep.
You go up that, and then it splits, and you want to take the split to the left and stay on the 1E01, the Pine Knot.
heard this?
Stay on that all the way to the very top, where it crosses what I call the crossroads. Seven Oaks, Skyline, Pine Knot, Grand View. So there's like 5 trails all right there, and there's benches, and you can see the 11,517 foot peak, San Gorgonio.
Okay.
It's a spot. And then that's where we're going to be going that way and then coming back that way.
And you'll catch us at
And
some
then
point.
so if you go left and you kind of cruise, eventually we're going to do the whole loop and then come back around. And then
Okay. So what's your name?
Tina Follett, Pat Follett.
Tina Follett,
Phil
been in Big
Hamilton.
Bear Lake for over 30
guru.
years.
30 years. He is a guru. You got the map good. Please hold those. So you make these maps.
Need a refresher?
That's great. And I guess they're well received. You've been doing this for a while? You have these maps?
We opened the first mountain bike shop ever in Big Bear in
So
1984.
so I was.
I've been here over about almost 38. He's been here all his life.
He was born in some alley.
Yeah, that little building right there.
That is amazing.
I've been up here most of my life.
Most of your life. What's the biggest changes you've seen?
Big Bear's just growing.
You've been enjoying the growth?
Well, I don't know about enjoying it. I mean, it's going to come.
We're
I mean,
adapting.
Given all the
adapting
population
well.
centers around us, it's going to come. So you either be mad about it or you figure out how to make it work.
How to make it
And I
work?
think that's
You know, as long as we've got this,
Yeah.
you know, and Phil's been very instrumental in getting this, and Skyline Trail and the trail usage in this valley. It's okay if we can get away from it.
Yeah.
I mean, for my wife and I, Skyline Trail exactly 1 mile away from our house.
Scott,
And
we just
4
did.
miles to my work. I commute
Yeah,
from
and
my house
I ride-
on the skyline to work. I teach Pilates
this.
and then I go back home.
I do
This
that.
is a-
I work at Summit. I will ride Skyline. I'll come down this and go to my
to work.
office, which is right there at that gate.
This is Big Bear
That
Life.
is,
We're listening to Big Bear
yeah.
Life right here.
Love it.
Pat is a big-time mountain bike. He's in the National Mountain Bike
Hall of Fame, are you?
Was involved with a company that initially started all the competition up here, and he's been very instrumental, not in the valley, but really.
Can you give
throughout
me a
the
little bit
country.
of that? Just tell me a little bit. You can. I know you're
I
humble.
opened the first mountain bike shop here, I think, in Big Bear.
And that was called
Team Big Bear.
Team Big Bear.
Founded a company called Team Big
What
Bear.
year was that?
I think it was 84, 85, something like
Right
that.
around there, yeah.
And we didn't even do road bikes, we just did mountain bikes. And then then a friend of mine who was a Specialized rep convinced me to promote some mountain bike races. So we started out on the north end, Camp Whittle, the races called the Rock Hopper. We did those, then we eventually moved to Snow Summit. We convinced Snow Summit to put hooks on the chairs. We paid for the hooks, my ex-business partner and I paid for the hooks out of our pockets to go on the chairs just to convince him to do it. And in the meantime, we've promoted about 300 events here in Big Bear. And now I work for the resort year-round.
You guys have fun and
Good
be
to meet
safe.
you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Thank
Bye,
you so
Phil.
much.
Looking forward to the post-trail.
Derek's birthday party. We're heading over to the Boneyard here in Big Bear. Kind of excited about it. He's got a bunch of friends. I'm exhausted. Woke up early for the bike ride. Last night I didn't sleep much.
And we had a big ride today.
Big ride today.
22 miles, but it was pretty strenuous. And the Vegas Knights lost, so we're a bit
Little down.
melancholy.
A little down. See the shirt? See the
A
shirt?
little melancholy. However,
But it's not about the Knights. It's not about us. It's about Big Bear. I see Derek's in there with all his friends. Just telling me about this place. I want you to hear this.
okay.
So basically, there was a really fine dining restaurant here called the Black Cat,
Yeah.
and he just didn't kind of go. So they were like, all of a sudden, when did it close? We're like, what? And they're like, well, they're opening a new restaurant, and they just added this whole bar on there. This group of people, they own the Cave, which is like a major music video.
I saw that.
Duke Night, and Ted Nugent, and like tons of people.
I love my baby with heart and soul. A love like ours will never hold.
Yeah. You mountain bike?
Yeah,
What do you think of Derek?
it's killer.
He's killer?
Yeah.
Is he
Oh,
like
yeah. Good, solid, one of those solid people I know in Big Bear.
awesome, man?
Oh, yeah.
You ride with him once in a while?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not as much as I'd like to, but I do.
You mountain bike, I understand.
Yes, I'm a mountain bike rider
And you play the drums.
piano.
piano.
I'm a piano player.
Piano player.
Yeah.
Regularly, like here?
Yes, all the
Like
time.
everywhere, like
Saturday night.
everywhere.
Everywhere in town?
Yeah.
So what are some of the places you play at?
572 Social Club. I play here at the Boneyard. I play at the Pines Restaurant. I play at the Oakside Restaurant.
That's fantastic.
Yes,
And,
fantastic.
and you freaking ride too. That's great.
Yeah, I'm a rider. That's one of the reasons I live up here. Because it's a beautiful place to ride.
Awesome. Well, nice to meet you.
You too.
This guy works for Cannondale, and he's downloaded the app, and he's been using it, and he loves it.
Hold on, I gotta check.
I got an appointment for tomorrow. I'll see you at 7. We're riding 60 miles.
There you go.
100%.
See how well the app works? Guys putting it to use. Look at that. Wow, what a great time we had up here in Big Bear Lake. It's a mountain bike town. It's a cycling town. It's a historic town. It's a great place to visit. Derek Herman was fantastic. Big Bear Valley Bikes is an awesome place. I mean, it's like a museum in there. We couldn't have been happier. Couldn't have had a better time. The trails are freaking amazing. The restaurants, the places to stay. It's the perfect thing for a JAGZ experience. The app was fantastic. God, I'm proud of this app. We hope that you all enjoy the app and use the app. Just it's on the App Store, man, under JAGZ MTB. You look it up and you can find anybody, anywhere, ultimately in the world. Take care, everybody, and happy riding.